Lauren here with Lauren Elizabeth Fine Art. I have another very unique animal painting tutorial for you today, and this one is for intermediate and advanced artists. This is something that I have been literally dreaming about. I have been putting in all these sketches in my sketchbook, just having no direction whatsoever for this painting other than I wanted to paint a fish. And so that's why I made this into more of a vlog time-lapse, because I'm just explaining the process, I'm explaining the challenges, what I've learned. And this painting was very exciting because I got to use all these different types of colors, and I was making more of a very fluid painting with lots of movement and lots of curves and repetition, lots of lines. And so it was just exploring. This whole thing was just exploring. And I really thought that this would be not only therapeutic for you guys, but also a great experience for the more advanced artists. Like always, guys, all the materials and supplies you'll need is in the description box below, so make sure you check that out. And if you would like to see more animal painting tutorials for stress relief every Friday, make sure you subscribe if you already haven't, and like this video if it was helpful for you. So without further ado, let's get started. So this is kind of the vision that I was thinking. I really didn't have a whole lot of details in my head. I just kind of had movement and shapes in my head. So this is the sketch that I laid down prior to painting. And I just used regular graphite pencil to sketch on the canvas. And then I went with my sky blue, my titanium white, and I mixed that together into a really big pile because I really wanted a lot to do the outline and to do the background. And then in some areas I added white as well. So then I went in with my medium flat brush, and using the side of it I just made these straight lines where the tail and fins were, to kind of create this transparent look on this thin part of the fish. You could see straight through the fish and see the background color of the water. So that is, I really like how that turned out. I knew that I was going to put darker color in between these lines, and but I really tried to define those lines as best I could. So I really had no idea the color palette that I was going to choose for this painting, so I kind of just tested several colors that I thought might look good over top the light blue background. So I knew that the complementary colors of blue were orange, and so I tried to put some oranges and yellows and reds to start. Now I wanted to have these fish different colors. I didn't want to have this whole painting be orange fish over a blue background. And so then I attempted to make a dark blue fish to make that pop over the light blue background. And that's where I really was stumped. I just felt like it was looking too much like a rainbow painting and not like this posh, elegant, very tranquil painting that I was envisioning it turning out like. And so that's when I started getting really frustrated with the color palette that I chose or was, I guess, trying out. But I kept going. I didn't want to give up because I have done this before where I didn't like the color, but then I made one tiny change and then I liked it again. So I just kind of went crazy. I added grays, I added pinks, I added whites and more orange. And so, but I wasn't happy. And so I knew that in order to get the right paint palette, I needed to just set aside a canvas and my paints, and then just start testing colors on this light blue background that I had laid down for this fish. So I painted one side of the canvas with this light blue color with the sky blue and the titanium white, and then I was going to just test every color, basically every combination I can think of that I would prefer over this blue on the white, and then if I liked it, I would put it on the blue side. Color is a big part of my paintings. I really want to express myself using not just animals but color, and I don't want to create artificial colors. I really want to create rich, natural but yet vibrant looking colors using the acrylic paint that I have. And I find that sometimes I get so caught up in the moment that I'm using these more artificial colors. And so this exercise I would really recommend for you artists, because it really helps you to define the colors that you like and the colors that you don't like on your paintings. The more I paint, the more I realize that art really does take time. And I realized this year that I really want to invest myself, mind and soul, in each of my paintings as much as I can. And doing exercises like this can really help with that. And sometimes I feel overwhelmed because I have commissions to fulfill, I have paint parties to teach, I have tutorials to make, and how can I invest so much of myself into one single painting when I have all these paintings to make? So it's definitely a balance, but I really think it pays off in the end. I really believe that whatever role we're given on this earth, we have to just put in 100%. I don't think that we can feel satisfied and take pride in what we do if we're not giving our absolute best. And even though it seems like going the extra mile seems impossible and so time consuming, it's just so satisfying, and it really feels good to complete a painting when you know that you really worked as hard as you possibly could to finish it. So here's where I just marked off the colors that I really liked with permanent marker, and then I used this canvas as just a reference. The whole time I was looking at this canvas while I was painting, instead of creating a color gradient, I just made the fin and the tail and parts of the body the single color that I really liked on the exercise that we just did. And I was really liking it. It was coming out more simple, a little bit less chaotic than it was before. I wasn't getting that same rainbow vibe that I was getting the last time. And so I was really liking it. I was still guessing at how I wanted to create the body of the fish. Did I want to create each scale individually on each fish? Did I want to create designs on the scales? You know, I was just testing with the colors and placement of the colors to see what really looked good. During this painting, I've been using what's called a slow dry blending gel. And this is something that I just wanted to try because I knew that I would need to make a lot of color and then have it last a long time so that it wasn't just drying so quickly. Because with acrylic, it dries within just like a minute or two. But this will make it last for a couple hours. And here, I'll read the description. It slows drying, thickens color, improves blending, and adds transparency. It dries clear and glossy and mixed with acrylic color. So I knew that I would be making a certain color and then be spreading it all around. I'd go back to here, this color over here. So I wanted something that would not dry out, that would kind of give it a little bit of texture. And this really came in handy, this whole painting. So make sure you check that out in the description box below. I would really recommend this if you're an acrylic painter. And I'm going to keep using this, so for sure I'll make this last a while. So after attempting to make each individual scale on the blue fish, I just decided to make it one flat color and then create little markings like a koi fish on the body of the fish. Now with all my paintings, I love to have a semi-realistic look, and I just love adding patterns. I love adding bits of nature to the paintings that I'm making, but in a very abstract way. And so I created my own bubbles. These aren't really meant to look exactly like bubbles, but I just thought that the white over top the light blue and then the vibrant colors of the fish just added that extra oomph that this painting needed. And it was very freeing. It was just so much, anytime I'm doing repetition, and curves especially can be very therapeutic and relaxing. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you found that relaxing and inspirational, and I hope you learned something, and I really look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a wonderful weekend, and bye!